Altcoins consolidate. This altcoin moves up. This is NC Hammer Crypto. My name is Neil. Keeping technical analysis short and sweet as always. I'm going to separate my videos into specific coins, see how that works with analytics, as most people watch for XCN. Excuse me. We had our entry here at $7.50, currently roughly 100% increase in price, while all the other coins are in consolidation. Tornado Cash just keeps pumping up. And we had this one retracement as there was some kind of lawsuit thing that was happening. However, the owner of Ethereum, Vladimir, he ended up putting in millions of dollars to support Tornado Cash and their cases. I was saying for weeks, if not months, once we get over $11, we will be pushing up to the upside. Here, I was talking about it. We had those few taps, 5 taps, 11 taps, and then we finally broke out. We started creating this downward trend, and we had that rejection, but clear support off that 200 EMA, and then it continued upwards. The CM guppy is very strong. We see that even though it pushed all the way through, it pulled right back up to the bottom of the CM guppy, then came up to the top of that wave. Here we broke the downward trend line. The RSI is being a little overbought. However, I did put in about 10 times the amount I originally had after breaking that $11 mark. Here we are at $14. This is a key point. It may not seem like much. It may seem like we may be going down because we have all these wick offs right here. That's just a bunch of sellers taking their short profit, saying they're good on the game before all these buyers start coming in. And looking at this exact point at $14, moving back to over here around the 23rd of March, and the 21st, anywhere in this area, we had that wick off. So we have some resistance here at 1544. But overall, if we can push up to that 1544 and close above that area, the next resistance really, I guess, first potential resistance is around $20 from 14. The next potential is $26 from 14. That is if you missed your $7 entry, your $11 entry, your $13 entries. Now the only possibility is 14. I'm sorry if you guys did not get in earlier. I tried promoting this as much as I could without giving financial advice. But I was saying this is probably one of the healthiest coins in the market. It's not well known. It does wash cryptocurrency and helps evade taxes, but this is not a tax evasion video. So Tornado Cash is one of my go-tos, and you can trade it here on MEXC. You can use the reference link in the description below. I always recommend using VPN like Proton VPN. Download the VPN, just turn it on real quick, and then enter into MEXC. And there are many coins that you can trade on MEXC that you cannot trade on like Coinbase, KuCoin, and some other platforms. Currently at 1409, I had my entry, went to bed, currently in profit. So with all this being said, if you have not entered Tornado Cash, you're not too late, is what I should say. We're breaking previous highs. We're closing above these previous highs where they closed. Everything is looking absolutely healthy, absolutely phenomenal for Tornado Cash. And we are at $14. I mean, most people aren't going to be holding it past the 32. You're going to have a little bit of rejection, but then after that, it is FOMO. The next stop is 58, next stop 81, 93, 146, and then beyond 146, the 618 is actually up here at $289. So for every $14, you could potentially have 289. And if you are curious about the percentage on that, we'll get roughly $16. Let's say that over 1,682%. That is the similar percentage that you may be looking for in quant. However, you are only spending $14 for one instead of $100 at the moment. So, I mean, it's definitely a good bet. If you get some money out of quant or any other coin, try and stack a little bag of Tornado Cash. You're at the bottom. Not much can go wrong for this just to destroy itself. We got some higher volume. It's picking up. We are building higher lows. Everything looks phenomenal on Tornado Cash. And I'm actually going to bring in one more. Let's do LCX was looking healthy. LCX trying to get over that 200 EMA, holding above the 618. RSI is very healthy right at the 50. When we start seeing the purple cross over yellow, we might start seeing that reversal pushing this upwards. I am personally still waiting till we get that close and hold above that 15 cents. I was looking at it back here, but nothing really convinced me to enter into LCX, waiting for a real true close above that 200 EMA. We'll sneak in one more. Cookie Dow. I actually picked up this one the other day. Your reasoning? Say, Neil, why did you pick this up when it hasn't followed your structure? I'm going to zoom in here. We're on the 4 hour. This is the 200 EMA on the 4 hour. We had that quick push up, testing off this downward trend line. Expected to have that pullback to test the 200 EMA. The 200 EMA is just going to slap this thing over this downward trend line. And beyond that, it's got a long way to go. Volume's picking up. It is a little bit overbought, which is the only concern on the RSI. That's on the 4 hour. So when we zoom out into the daily, it's right at the 50. So it's got a long way to run. And another big thing is you could potentially consider this a W. If this bottom trend line holds right here, this black one right here, if this holds, this is very strong support. We got our pickup in volume a little bit to bring it back to the healthy market with the RSI, and it's pushing into the CM guppy. This water's getting a little weak. The 200 EMA still has some strength to it, but if anything, we'll test this downward trend line yet again before we are crossed over this downward trend line, and with that, the push off. Ultimately, looking in the daily, this looks very healthy on the daily as well. This is a little scary with this wick off here, but it still continued its upward movement. Volume is very important for this day to start pushing it up, or at least not decreasing in price, because this downward trend line is all that really needs to be broken to start seeing some more momentum for Cookie Dow. And I did more research on it. I talked about it in the other video. They do staking. I wouldn't stake your cookie right now because the next 3 months are pretty important, but you stake your cookie and you get airdrop proportional to the amount that you locked. The cookie is staked for 30 days, which is why I don't recommend staking at the moment. But if you're getting the proportional amount airdrop to you, that just means your money's back in your pocket. So I'd imagine if you put in, $1,000, you get $1,000. That doesn't seem correct to me personally. So I wouldn't recommend staking at this exact moment, as there may be some other things that are hidden that I don't know about. But the entry point, this is typically you want to see it come down, test right here around the 12 cents, building a higher low. But with this downward trend line, if it gets over this, maybe a little consolidation and push over that 200 EMA is all Cookie Dow really needs. And the 618 from its current price, currently in profit from our entry. Whoops, let's do this again. The profit from this area to the 618, 300%. Doesn't seem like much. I'm sure this chart doesn't give all the information. The full 1% is about 5 times your money. I have a very small bag of cookie, but everything is looking very healthy. I've seen this on DIMO. I've seen it on math. I'll actually bring in DIMO to show you an example, and then I'll end this video and start doing the others. DIMO is actually slapping the 200 EMA over and over again, building higher lows with lower volume. That is what we call divergence. And once we get over this 200 EMA, keep an eye out on DIMO, because we've seen this happen in the past, pushing up to around 80 cents, currently at 7 cents. That's pretty good ROI, but we've seen similar patterns happen. Decrease in price, build up, decrease in price before ultimately ripping off. And this actually happened. This shows the daily, but we had the push up real quick, retracement to test that downward trend line, and then take off for DIMO. That's it for this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't. I will do the X's on another video, and all the references are in the description below. Good luck. Have fun with it. I will see you on the next one.